Hello and welcome to the Noir Werewolf game, and today I will show you what's in the box here. This is the Noir Werewolf I created. I did it because the Asmodee one was a bit uninspiring. Let's go inside of this and I will show you what I created. So you can see what this beauty bad boy has to offer. I show you the 33 cards in a quick, how do you say it, quick succession, so that you can see why I made it and why it may make sense. And then I will show you what you get in the box when you buy it originally, and then I will talk about the cards. This is the original werewolf game. This is the little girl. I just had to name them a bit different for trademark things. This is the mayor. He gets 0.5 bonus voting points, so he can decide a void, but he cannot overpower it. Of course, mayors always get eaten, so mayors don't live that long. Here we have Amor, the lovers. I made this card because the original ones were sometimes a bit uninspiring. Sure, there are a couple of versions out there. I don't claim that this is the best. Well, I kind of do, but maybe the third best. But I was definitely inspired by some movies like Sleepy Hollow and Le Pacte de Loups, some French movie about werewolves. And I let my comic influences flow into this one, like the seer. She has some scars. Maybe she is blind, but she can see. If you're a werewolf or not. And then we have here the witch, inspired by Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. Adria the witch, as you can see, she has a healing potion. Very, very inspired. And then come the villagers. Cards that have nothing written underneath them are villagers. And I made this game also because every time I was a villager, I played the Asmodee version, and it was just a square with a symbol, and I thought, okay man, I can give up the game because I'm not the witch, I'm not the seer, I'm not the huntsman. What's the point? But if you get a villager like this, you have now a character. You now know you are this lady. You have to survive. You're a real person. You are this girl, this is Katie, a good friend of mine. She draws comics. This is Adile, a good friend of mine. She plays the guitar. This is Ali, the blacksmith. Again, I want to make Griswold the blacksmith from Diablo 1. But as you can see, we needed villagers, at least 50-50 males and females. This is the guy in the fog. As you can see, although he is a normal villager, I think he can do some work. We have the Diablo 1-2 church in the background, staring into the fog. Beautiful cards. Cardboard cards like Magic the Gathering. This is the backside. In version 1 and 2, the backside was black and white, but people confused it, and so a good friend of mine, Illy, told me, can you not make the backside different from the front, so there's no confusion and no hiccups during the game. And as you can see, Dario Di Donato's Noir Werewolf with my homepage beautifully. I think I stole this from Mike Mignola, and that's what good artists do. They steal. This is Francisca, a beautiful actress friend of mine. I let her rest here on the wall. And of course, these are all real villagers. And once you have a card like this, the villagers do not want to die. This is Bruce Campbell as Ogden, the town's tavern guy, something like that. Beautifully made. Again, my illustration skills have gotten better, but I drew this, I think, in 2014. Once I started freelancing, I should have gotten myself freelance work, but instead I launched a Kickstarter successfully. This is Valbona, the sister of Adile. She's a noble maid, beautifully. Then we have here Klaus. Klaus, a good friend of mine. He backed it and he sent me this picture and he said, Dario, I want to be in your game. Put me in, and I put him in, and I think he's glad that he backed the game. This is Damaris. I don't know if I'm happy with this, but I wanted, like, the most villagers are beautiful, and Damaris is also a very beautiful woman, but I wanted to give her a scar. I wanted to do something different, and I think she specifically told me, Dario, make me a scar, make me something like mysterious, and so I did. This is Sebe, a good friend of mine. He really has a scar on his head. I don't know how he got it, maybe from a car accident like that, but he's a good guy. And yeah, Sebe lurking in the shadows. He's always a good guy, also in my community. He's always for the people, and here he's an upstanding villager with a beautiful beard and a beautiful scar. And then we have the nun in front of the Diablo 1 church and in the cemetery. So the village you inhabit in this werewolf game is pretty much lived in. Every character I'm imbued with soul, and sometimes I hope a bit of sexiness. Well, Klaus, maybe not. And then we come, well, there you have it. There you have your sexiness. We'll come to this in a second. But this is Klaus. He also backed it. I would say most of my guy friends backed it, and most of my girlfriends got on the cards due to the merit that they're beautiful. Come on. That's something that needs to have a pass. And here I was inspired by Sleepy Hollow or something like that. This guy, Klaus, is a farmer with a shovel. The ability to defeat a werewolf is limited, but as you can see, he's definitely willing to defend the town against intruding werewolves. And then we will come to some I had some extra, like, I don't know, I have 4 werewolf cards, the rest are everything villagers. Then we have like the seer, the huntsman, the girl, armor, and the witch. And you see, everything is there. But I had a couple of cards left over, and so I thought to myself, maybe we can spice this up a bit. And so I took Charlotte, a good friend of mine, and she stands now in for the Vampiressa. The rules, don't worry, are here. We will come to them in a second. And so I added a vampire lady. She can win the game solo, but if she can also win the game with Big Piotr. Big Piotr, more or less the tough guy, but I had to change up the names. As you can say, this is Peter Halodri was his name, and he said, I want to look strong, and he looks very strong. And this guy, when the first time a werewolf attacks him, he reveals that he's the tough guy, and yeah, from that on, everybody knows that he's the tough guy, but he has no plot protection anymore. No plot armor anymore. He can die, and you don't believe how many times I have seen the tough guy being shot by the huntsman. Like, I don't kid you. I kid you not. So Charlotte, then we have Holy Julie. She's the priestess. She can put a saving aura around a player, but each night she has to choose a different player. So I played for a very long time Magic the Gathering and many tabletops and many PC and PlayStation games. And I hated when stuff was broken, so I tried to balance this game and not to make it overpowered. Then we have here the Shadow, which can steal a card at the beginning or choose if he's on the werewolf side or on the villager side, but nobody played him, so now I made him an assassin. We will come to the rules in a second, but I think he looks kind of badass. Then for my good friend Kai, I made a card, and it's the Bam Bamson. I made this card because he was such a good player, and every time he was the first to die because the werewolves picked him out. And at the day, every villager suspected him always, so he died always first. So I made him the Bam Bamson. When he's about to be lynched by day, he reveals his card and he shows his boomstick and say, "Wait a second, I have a boomstick. If somebody wants to kill me, I will shoot you." So he has the ability one time at the day. He can reveal himself and not be lynched, which is amazing. And if he should die, he has the ability of the huntsman, and he can shoot. He may shoot. He doesn't have to, but he may shoot a player. And of course, he always gets the wrong guy or girl, mostly. That's my experience, and that's why this game is so much fun. Then we have another friend of mine, Dennis, and he's the Lupus Omega. Should he be the last werewolf, he can kill 2 villagers per night. Sounds pretty broken, but if, for a reason, he should be the last wolf on the team, he can really turn the game, and it's just like a little nudge in the right direction. So it's just a small bonus, but nonetheless, this guy can win games in certain situations, and as you can see, he's like pretty cool and pretty disguised. He's the Lupus Omega, the last wolf. And then we have everybody's favorite, the Drunk Wolf. This is a good friend of mine, Normie, and as you can see, he kickstarted it and he got his initials NBAC put on there. And Normie is the twin brother of Basti, 2 good friends of mine, and but the twin got his evil twin. But he got the Drunk Wolf, so he's the replacement wolf. Should for the first couple of rounds, he sleeps with the villagers, and he's so drunk that he doesn't remember that he's a wolf. And every night he wakes up and he drinks with somebody, and that somebody cannot perform his or her action. Doesn't matter if it's the seer or a werewolf. This is a bit taxing on the moderator of the game, but it's really fun to add the Drunk Wolf. We'll come to the rules in a second. And yeah, kind of funny. And then when the first werewolf dies, in the next turn, he sobers up because like he remembers again and he quits drinking and he goes back to the werewolf team, which doesn't give him protection. Like he can be killed in the first turns from his fellow werewolves because they don't know that who he is, or he can be killed by the villagers. But it's a fun game, the Drunk Wolf, why not? Then we got the boy. This was a cool French guy. He loved the game and he backed it. Beautiful illustration here. I don't know what I was on that day. If I drank too much milk or ate too much cookies, but it looks crazy. And the boy can curse people and they lose their voting rights. And if he dies, he curses someone and he dies the turn after. Like at this point, the rules get a bit more complicated, but this is like spicing up the game, and I will show you the list on how to spice up the game. Then we have the Amazon. This is Orchidia, a beautiful girlfriend of mine, and yeah, we needed a bit of diversity and a bit of curvature here in this game, and she's a bit like the seer and a bit like a killer. So one night she can see, and the next night she can shoot at somebody, but if she kills a villager, she loses all of her abilities and becomes a normal villager. So she's tipping the scale in the direction of the villagers. But again, we have here 33 cards. If the game should get big, this is an extra punch for the villagers. And then last but not least, we have the twin. And come on, focus. We have the twin and we have the evil twin. And this is from an X-Files episode I watched, where it's called The Circus, and Scully and Mulder are investigating the circus. There are some strange killings and murders there, and it's a freak show, so it's the Monster of the Week episode, and you don't know who is the murderer. And then one day it is revealed that, I don't want to spoil it, so but it's a guy in a bathrobe, and underneath the bathrobe he has his evil twin, and this guy eats people at night. So these two are like the Vampiressa, their own faction, and they play together. They are like the lovers. They are bound together. So if this one dies, both die. If this one dies, the other one also dies. It's beautifully. And when they awake, they can decide: do we eat somebody, or do we protect you? So at night they can vote for somebody to die, and they eat that person. Yum, 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 yum. Or they can conceal the evil twin, and should somebody point at the evil twin, they will take no damage because the evil twin is not there. So you will point at the person and say, oh, I'm voting for that guy, or the vampires or the werewolves are eating that guy. And the moderator says, okay, I got it, but there's nothing there. They can't be harmed because the evil twin is concealed here. But should they get the twin, both die. So it's a bit of a gamble, but come on, it's a fun game. Why not? So let me show you I will come in a second to the rules, but if you buy it, you get it like this. And let me show you. Most of the time I will put a beautiful note on the back, and it says here, have a great time with this game and great people. Community and fun is as important as great work. Life can be sometimes very chaotic, but trust that you will find your way. I should have written here your way, but well. And then I put Deduction 2022, and I draw some beautiful mountains, two beautiful birds, one beautiful moon, and a beautiful tree. And sometimes I put even birds on the tree. And if you should buy it, because this is a product placement video, if you should buy it, this is how it comes. It's in this beautiful wrapping seal here. You have like the link to my YouTube channels, homepage, all of that. You open it up, you get some beautifully printed fresh rules in German and in English. I will show you in a second. A beautiful card, and as you can see, this is all sealed and fresh. Let me smell it. Ah, beautifully. It smells like fresh ink. Yes. No, it doesn't smell like fresh ink, but just imagine it. And that is how you could get it. There are links down below to Etsy, eBay. You could also write me an email and say, oh, how much does it cost for you to ship it to me? Can you give me 2 or 3? How much is the shipping? What do I pay you? And so forth. And yeah. And putting this aside, let me get to the rules. And once you have it, let's get, here are the German rules. Because I live in Germany, Dato, I was born and raised here in Germany. But of course, you need the rules. And the rules say the game setup. Pretty much you need 7 or more players and 1 narrator, preparation, the night phase, the day phase. If you don't know how to play this game, I will do a tutorial in the next video. And then here are the roles. As you can see, the seer, the werewolf, and you have numbers. And these numbers are the priority, who wakes up first. As you can see, the passive, the huntsman, the little girl, the mayor. They are not active, so they don't wake up during the night, or they have no priority. The seer wakes up first, then the werewolf, then the witch. And as we get deeper into the game, we add some spice to it. And this is where the special roles come into play. As you can see, the big pure, the tough guy, has a passive, not an active. You will see once passive, 12 players plus. And if the vampire lady gets him, she transforms him into a vampire too, and they become something like the lovers. Then here you have the drunk wolf, the lovers, which is Amor, the lupus, oh my god, holy Julie. It gets a bit complicated, I have to say, but if you're into something like tabletop games, or if you play board games, or if you play D&D, you will get a hang of it. You know what I mean? Like it just needs a bit of practice, a bit of a good narrator, and you can have tons of fun with this game. So, what do I have to say? Yeah, get together, get a few people together. If you want to buy this, like I'm marketing this, but I am not pushing this on you. Like I'm not saying lobster is good for you, eat lobster, or Jesus is good for you, go and sign up to his church, give me the money in the link down below, send it all to my PayPal. No, I'm saying if you want this, if this is maybe something for you, and if you want to get it, just hit me up or purchase it on Etsy. If you want more copies of this, yeah, I think it should be able, like, that you like ordering one is not complicating, and then I'm sure there is a way to order 2 or 3 and to get it in one shipping. If not, write me an email and I will fix the problem. And yeah, we will see us until the next time. And Klaus is giving you the greetings from the village of Tristan. Or maybe the Sleepy Hollow town. Well, I greet you from the city of Eislingen, and we see us until the next time.